Have you guys ever heard of the story of the serpent and the staff? Where something along the lines of Moses is told by God to put this serpent on a staff, and this is pre-Jesus Christ and the resurrection, where, well, technically nothing's pre-Jesus Christ because before Abraham was, I am. But anyway, the serpent on the staff, God told Moses to put the serpent on the staff, and that everyone who was getting sick and dying because of the idol worshiping that they were doing and the doubt that they were casting on God, even though God had pretty much shown himself and been hanging out with them this whole time. He said, anyone who looks upon this serpent on the staff, this dead serpent on the staff, and believes that it will heal, it will heal. And so it was faith, and it was the first kind of prophecy of Jesus. Not really the first, but like, you know, it kind of foretold, oh, Jesus is going to be on the cross, and we're going to look at him dead on the cross and believe that he can save us. Just like they, you know, it made no sense, but it made all the sense because God said to look at the serpent on the staff and it will be so. God said, because my son lived a sinless life and he gave himself up for you, because of that, everyone's good who believes in him. Just be the same as the one mistake of one man, Adam, caused the whole rest of it for all of us. The one solution, the one answer, Jesus Christ is the answer, right? That's what I have here on my wristband. Because of the works of one man, we are saved. So the whole thing I'm getting into here is I was in a meeting and they were discussing the pharmaceutical, the medical industry. And the medical industry logo has the serpent on a staff. That's straight up out of the Bible, y'all. You know, it's crazy. I remember when I was younger, 18, 19 years old, and I first discovered that the medical logo, the pharmacy logo, was a snake on a staff. And I was like, nope, that means that they're partnering with the devil, that the snake is the devil, right? I was so wrong. Obviously, the medicine logo is the snake on the staff because God healed through the snake on the staff. So they're wanting to take God's symbol of healing away from him and have it for themselves. The same way that they stole blood, drinking blood. I don't know if y'all know this, but originally, well, I guess not originally because they were doing this before that, but the whole reason why Jesus had you drink his blood was so that you could have him, his blood, purify yours through his, right? Like the filtration system. So now what are all these satanic rituals involved? Blood drinking. Like you got Megan Fox and MGK saying that we drink each other's blood only ritualistically. How stupid is that? It's all just stemming from mocking Jesus Christ and the Bible because they're mocking the truth. Because they want to make it seem silly so that you don't believe in it. Another thing I noticed, the dollar sign. Well, I'm doing it backwards here, so for you guys, it's just the snake with two poles in it. So you got the medical industry, which controls one half of the world, right? Or all of the world, what am I saying? Putting everyone on drugs, getting them to take medications, saying that we got depression or bipolar because we're acting this way. Maybe it's just because life is making you act that way. Maybe you're just sad about something and you need to get some wins behind you. Maybe you're not depressed. But the medical industry, the serpent on the rod, will tell you, no, you need to take these pills. And then you become dependent on them. And then you can't stop taking them. And then now you're addicted to them. See how the trail leads, where it leads? And then you got the money symbol. It was staring in my face this whole time. And when I saw that, I was like, wow, that really is the serpent on the staff, is the money symbol. And money isn't evil, because if I have $10 million and I go and do good things with that money and I live a good life that feeds me, feeds my family, I'm enabling people, it's not a bad thing. It's the love of money that's the root of all evil, because what does money at the highest of all powers enable you to do? It enables you to tell someone else what to do. What does that essentially mean? It means that you own a portion of their time and action and energy, their energetic sequence. You now have control over them for this amount of money. Think of it. You may not agree with that, but I'm going to test that theory. You go to work every single day. They pay you a certain amount per hour. They pay you a certain amount every week. It convinces you to go there, into that place of work, to study those things that you don't care about, to talk for 8-9 hours about things you do not care about, to wear clothes that are uncomfortable, to not eat or not use the restroom when you want to, all for a certain amount of money. The serpent and the staff. Same with the health. People, they assume that instead of giving it to God, or instead of working out themselves with the tools and the gifts that God gave them, they want to go, oh, I'm depressed. Oh, doctor, I'm depressed. I can't do anything because of my brain. Do you think 10,000 years ago, when our ancestors were depressed about life and how much it sucked, maybe they broke their leg and it healed wrong, now they gotta walk weird for the rest of their life, don't you think that guy was a little depressed? But that guy had to survive. So it's not a matter of if you feel like it or not. It's the matter of, do you have the discipline or really the realization to go, this is important, I need to do this. Then you have the discipline through the realization. First, you must form the identity that you agree with it in the first place. If you don't agree with working out, if you're like, working out's stupid anyway, I can be just as healthy smoking cigarettes and eating McDonald's every day, then you're not gonna have a recollection, the value of the idea to discipline your actions to go in and do it. You first have to agree with the identity and go, you know what, it probably is a really good idea. What's up, baby? What's up, baby? Don't attack me. It's probably a good idea to actually agree with it first. If I didn't agree with anything I was saying right now, then I wouldn't be able to freely associately talk about it. Or at least if I was, and you would be able to tell that I'm just scratching the surface. You can tell when someone actually believes in what they're saying, even if they go off tangent for a second, like I'm going to allow myself to just freely associate this whole talk. But you know what I know what I'm talking about. You know that I'm bringing up this all in relation to the medical logo, Serpent and the staff, the money sign, Serpent and the staff, and how everything in this world, the world, will try to crucify, just like they already did, the perfect man, Jesus Christ. Stop caring what the world thinks about you. The world already crucified a perfect man. And I believe someone predicted this before it happened. They said, this was like a philosopher, Sigmund Freud. I believe Sigmund Freud said that if a perfect man were to ever enter this world, or whoever, it was Plato. Plato said, if a perfect man were to ever enter this world, he were to be laughed at, scorned, beaten, and crucified. And then after he said that, then Jesus came into life and that all happened. But this was a philosopher before. So it's not just Christian prophecies proving Jesus, but actually right there, Plato proves Jesus in his own personal prophecy. The more you start noticing the glitches in the simulation, as I call them, the more that you'll start to see it. If I start to tell myself yellow cars, and I start only focusing on yellow cars, I may not see yellow cars right away, but I'll start noticing one, then a couple, then all of a sudden, even now, I'm looking at all the yellow in my environment. I see the little speed bumps, the little sign, my headlight things, little yellow tint on the green grass. This squirrel is just eyeing me, man. A little yellow on his brown eyes. Get away from me, man. I ain't got no food for you. You guys are gonna watch me get attacked on camera, I swear. So look for what you're looking for. Put Christianity to the test. Jesus, you can put through the fire. So not with an overly skeptical mindset, because that's going in there asking for there to be something wrong. And if you're looking for something wrong, then you're gonna pick up the little smallest thing and you're gonna stretch it and you're gonna think you're looking at it right, but you're not. So what I want you to do is to excruciatingly go in there overly optimistic. Don't lie to yourself, but ask yourself, I'm gonna look for ways in the world where they're mocking Jesus, or they're mocking the Bible, or they're taking what the Bible says and twisting it and perverting it. Just look at the gay pride, the rainbow, taking God's rainbow away from him. They'll say, oh no, it's because it's all the colors of the world. Okay, sure. We'll call it that. And I'll just end right there on that topic, because we all know how YouTube gets with the ABC Club. But the point is not to hate on the individuals doing it. Like, I'm not gonna hate on the medical facility. The people working in the medical facility or the people in finance, they aren't Satan worshipers. They aren't doing this with the industry on purpose. This has been happening for decades, for millenniums, and we're born into it. And so you have to realize that there's this system set in place for years, for generations before you, all going after one truth, all trying to make sure that you don't take that one truth seriously. Christianity isn't just a philosophy that everyone agrees or disagrees with. It is a truth claim saying that God himself came into the form of man through Jesus Christ and lived a perfect life, conquered every temptation that we go through, and died a perfect death, and rose 3 days later after predicting that death. That's a truth claim. That's not a philosophy. That's me saying, this happened, and whether you believe me or not, I'm telling you this happened. So don't let anyone tell you that Christianity is just like all the other religions, or that you're looking too far into it. Hey, is it really a coincidence that the serpent on the staff, and now there's a serpent on the staff for the medical industry logo, and the money sign is why? Money starts with an M, not an S. Why is it an S with a thing through it? Use your brains. So comment what you guys want me to talk about next. If there's stuff like this, let me know. I want to deep dive into it. I'm going to be doing a video on how Scientology is just not historically reliable. Again, Scientology is just a philosophy. It's not a religion. There's two different categories here. And, so you can't mix up the two. But Christianity, on the other hand, it's not just a set of values. We're saying this happened and this matters to you personally, not just as a whole. So drop a like, drop a comment. See you on the next video. Peace.